Hi everyone. I was watching one of Yorkshire Gamer's videos the other day, and he mentioned some flags that he'd purchased for his Garibaldi wars of the Italian liberation in the 19th century. And he had acquired them from a company called Maverick Models. Now, my ears pricked up as soon as I heard him talking about these flags because he'd purchased some French flags from their Crimean War range. And I'm always interested in sourcing flags for the Crimean War, and in particular, Maverick Models have this really excellent service that they will resize the flags to your specific requirements. So you purchase flags in the scale closest to what you require, and then they will resize them a couple of millimeters either way to suit the particular range of models that you have. Now, again, this, as far as the Crimean War goes, this was really interesting to me, appealed to me, because I have all these 18 mil, I suppose you'd call them, Crimean War figures from Eureka, and I haven't actually, I've hardly got started on painting my Russian forces because I do find it so difficult to find flags that will match this sort of fairly unique scale that Eureka have. And of course, now with Maverick Models, my problems are at an end. So these flags are all from their 15mm size, but what I did was just measure the distance roughly between the hand and the finial of the flag, and that came to about 18mm. And I asked, I think his name's Stuart, apologies, I've forgotten for the time being. I think it was Stuart. He'd simply sort of printed them, a couple of millimeters larger than the standard 15mm size that he's got. On his website, he does have a sort of templates of all the actual sizes of the flags, so that you know what it would be unchanged. So yeah, brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. I'm very pleased with the flags as well. They appear to be very good quality, and I just thought I would give a shout out and a quick review of the products, just so that you can be aware of them. In the past, as I say, what I've done is sort of tried to purchase flags, and then sometimes I've been forced to sort of photocopy them and just enlarge them or diminish them slightly. So these ones here from Venner's Emporium give you an idea, because these are basically 15 to 20mm scale. Now, the thing to do is to compare really Russian flags with, rather than looking at the British ones. And you can see here, these ones aren't 15 to 20, these are just 15, but you can tell that there is a huge difference in size there immediately. So these are way too small for these figures. So you can see the difference that you can achieve from his service, and it looks, I'm not sure really, maybe these are the same, but these are 15 to 20 rather than 15, but they look the same size as the standard infantry flags. So again, you can see, let's try and find one, Grenadiers of the Guard, here we are, that one there. So that's the equivalent. So really pleased with that. And I've got some Revo flags. Now these are 25mm. So these are actually intended to be, for the old sort of minifig size figures. And let's try and find, there we go, infantry standard. So there you have 25 is just a little bit larger than the 18. So this is what I was, intending to do, was photocopy these and then reduce the size down. But as I say, no need anymore. So yeah, the other thing about Maverick Models, which is quite appealing, they do flags, decals, and what he describes as scenery. But the scenery is really things like punched out leaves and flag tassels and so on, and flag poles. He hasn't got a huge range of decals at the moment, but he does things like World War II insignia and also American Civil War decals to go on water bottles and drinking bottles. But his biggest sort of range at the moment is, I would say, is probably his flags. And I'll just read out the various eras that he does flags for, because this is another useful thing about his products, is that they are, some of the wars are quite not obscure, but they're not main trending sort of areas of interest in the wargaming. So I'll just read out his various flags that he does. He does the American Civil War, the American War of Independence. He's got an ancients category. I'll just click on the drop down. So for that he does Babylon, Celtic, Persian, Roman, Saxon, and Viking. He does the Carlist Wars, the Crimean War, the English Civil War, fantasy. Just got dark and light and subcategories for that. The French Indian War, the Franco-Prussian War, the French Revolution, the French Wars of Religion, the Great Northern War, Hussite Wars, Indian Mutiny, Jacobite and 9 Years' War, Mahdist War, Medieval. So in that he's got Belgium, Burgundy, English, French, Papacy and Crusades. Napoleonic, quite a lot in that. Pacific War, that's the war between America and Spain in 1898. Renaissance, Italian Wars, 7 Years' War, South American Liberation War. That's probably wars against Spain at the beginning of the 19th century, I would imagine. The Spanish Civil War, the Texas Revolution, the 30 Years' War, War of the Roses, War of the Spanish Succession, World War II, and 19th century European wars. But in that, at the moment, all he's got is Serbia. But he's a new, he's new on the scene, and no doubt this is going to be expanding his range as time goes by. So yeah, take a look at Maverick Models, which is www.maverick hyphen is that or dash models.com.